LeSean McCoy outed himself as someone unfit to be on television last season when he offered the well-crafted and thoughtful opinion that
Dak is right? Can I say on TV? Because he is.
LeSean McCoy was at a Cowboys practice here in Oxnard. And I knew he was here immediately because only about 5 minutes into practice, I hear from about 30 yards away, "Hey, Mike Leslie."
What made you come out?
You called me out, so I showed up. I got a lot of good friends over here.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
On the coaching staff and as players, just checking out a lot of great talent.
I am sick and tired of the narrative that these talking heads keep coming up with to discredit Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. He's never won an NFC championship game. He hasn't been the MVP of the league. He's never won a Super Bowl. Blah, blah, blah. These talking heads would do anything to hate on the Dallas Cowboys and the fan base, but guess what? I'm here to call them out every single time that they open their mouths to say something negative about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm the Angry Cowboys Fan here on YouTube, the place where you can catch my raw and uncut emotions about the Dallas Cowboys 24/7, 365. And as long as I'm alive, it's DC for life. And if you're DC for life, why don't you rock with me through this intro?
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
What's going on, Cowboy Nation? I'm going to keep it a buck with you because that's all I can do. I stopped watching Speak for two reasons. One is because they got rid of Marcellus Wiley. Two is because they hired Shady McCoy and Joy Taylor. Now I watch Speak to call these hating-ass analysts out. During the episode where they were asking if the Dallas Cowboys had put the league on notice, Shady McCap, you know he had to disagree, like always. So let's take a listen to the clip of Shady McClown's response to Acho's question, and we're going to come back and unpack that raw and uncut. So everybody, let's take a listen.
Did the Cowboys put the NFL on notice?
I don't know about the NFL, but I'm going to say no for myself. No.
Of course not.
Same old Cowboy team. See, this is the problem on this show. I'm going to say on this show, right?
Not on the other show.
Not my show, on this show. Every time a team has a great performance, y'all keep want to praise them. And I thought you learned your lesson. Obviously, you didn't. When the Cowboys beat the Giants, they beat the Giants, right? It was like 40-0.
40-0.
What did you say? The next week, what you do? You came up here
with the best teams in football.
That's what you said.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then when they lost to a good team like the Niners, what you do?
That was bad.
You took it back.
Yes, sir, I had to.
We got to learn that. Update your information, right?
Important to do.
So the Cowboys beat on a 3-4 Rams team.
Sure.
That's what they did,
sure.
right? And it's NFL, it's hard to win games.
It is very.
Bad or good. But that's what they beat on, at home at that. Off of bye week, correct? Mm-hmm. Most teams are more prepared and more healthy after bye week. That's what it is. So they beat a bad team off the bye week, and now we're praising them as the one of the best teams in football because they had that performance.
Yeah, we keep wanting to praise them. Yes. Of course, Shady McCoy is going to downplay the victory against the Rams, even though the Rams only had 4 passing touchdowns before they came into Jerry's World and got 4 tubs put on their head by Dak Prescott. But now they're not a good team, are they? They're not a good team, just like the Jets. I don't believe a word this dude says. This idiot brought a Philadelphia Eagles flag to the set. If I didn't know you were biased then, I know you're biased now. I honestly can't believe a word from somebody who says that they went to Cowboys training camp and talked to the players and watched the team, but was totally contradicted by WFAA's Mike Leslie. McCap only stayed for 45 minutes and didn't talk to one player. I'll put the link to WFAA's video in the description, but let's hear a little bit of how that interview went.
No, I just came to have a good time. I got a lot of good friends over here on the coaching staff and as players. Just checking out a lot of great talent. I was telling about Acho earlier. If you had to compare like the rosters, man, from around the NFL, this is easily a top 3 easy team. So I just wanted to see him in person. See how the new additions look. Gilmore, one of my good friends. I think him and Diggs and that duo back there, one of the best in the league. So I just wanted to see it in person.
You had some things to say over the course of last week about Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott.
Y'all hear that, Cowboys Nation? Always do. He always got something to say about Dak Prescott. Shady, you wonder where Dallas Cowboys fans get the notion to say that we're one of the top 3 teams coming out of training camp? It's people like you. The media talking heads that give their 2 cents before a single snap has been played in the NFL preseason. You said that this roster is easily top 3. Fans around the NFL only have sports analysis to go off of. And if you're telling the fans that their team is easily top 3, we're going to listen to you. Not anymore, though. Like you said, you text Aaron Donald, your good friend? I bet that's a damn lie. Shady, you're a clown. Now let's focus our attention on Joy McCoy. Oops, my bad. Joy Taylor. The Shady McCoy parrot of Speak, by far. Next time you happen to watch Speak, look at Joy. Before she gives her take on the Dallas Cowboy, she always looks to Shady McCap's direction. When she's done giving a take, she looks at Shady McCoy for approval. When Shady McCap tells a joke at the Cowboys' expense, she's there to be the first one to laugh at it and laugh the hardest. Man, I got comments on my last video, the one that I did about Keyshawn Johnson. The Angry Cowboys fans who rock with this channel told me to get on Joy. Hey, guess what? I'm doing that shit today. I'll admit, in her first take, she came off giving a good analysis at the beginning. But the more Acho took up for the Cowboys, the more she couldn't contain her hatred. It looked as if her head was about to explode. She couldn't contain the hatred any longer. So we're going to take a listen to what she had to say positive, and then we're going to come back and unpack it. Let's go.
The Cowboys are a good team. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. That's a whole conference, not just the division, the whole conference. Prior to this week, you had the Cowboys as top 5 in the NFC, correct? Right. Even if you didn't have them top 5 on your list, you had them top 5 in the NFC. You had them maybe 3rd in the NFC, maybe? Yeah, maybe third, fourth. Yeah. Okay, probably feel like maybe they're a little higher this week based off of some other information that we've gotten from other teams. So to say you put them on notice, you just didn't think that the Cowboys were capable of this. Yeah. Everyone had to know the Cowboys were capable of this. Now, I slightly disagree with Shady. I think this is the best win that they've had all year. Because I would listen to week 1 because it was 40-0. But I think I'm more impressed by this win because I think more highly of the Rams than I do the Giants, certainly now. They still have a Super Bowl winning coach. They still have Aaron Donald. They still have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. They do. They might have some other guys, but to me, this is the most impressive win that the Cowboys have had this year. Not just because they were dominant from start to finish, but everybody contributed. It wasn't just the defense putting up points. The offense looked great. Dak had a good game. It was a complete team win against a team that, at the very least, I have respect for pieces that they have. They're not as good as I expected them to be, but they still are coached well, and they still have 2 very big stars. So, to me, they didn't put me on notice because I already knew they were capable of doing this.
Sound good, right? That sounded good, Cowboy Nation, didn't it? You ain't got nothing to say about that take. It was a really good take. It was after Acho's defense of the Dallas Cowboys where she slipped back into the same old Joy McCoy. She slipped back into it, the one that we all are accustomed to. So let's go ahead and listen to what she had to say when she went into her bipolar rant. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
Now we got to do it, because I didn't say nothing bad about Dak the whole show till now, right?
Yes, you got to do what you got to do.
I didn't say nothing bad about him. I said all nice things. Cowboys going to hear something different.
That was some good
I said
stuff
nice things all show, right? Now I got to hate.
Let me see.
Hold on. You hear Shady McCoy back there? You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Shut up, dude.
Burrow went to the Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals that we think of as good now, not good. Won 2 games, correct? 2 games before he got there. The year before, he took them to the Super Bowl 2 years later. Josh Allen has played in the AFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson is a unanimous MVP
Not
in
what
this.
mattered most.
Unanimous MVP in this league. Okay, so maybe they're on the same page. They're on the same page. I got a unanimous MVP. Go on ahead and sit down. Because what Dak Prescott and the Cowboys haven't done is sniffed an NFC championship game in almost 30 years. So when you talk about the criticism, you are what you are until you're not. You're not a champion until you're a champion. You're not a pro until you're a pro. You're not an all-pro until you're an all-pro. There's levels to this. So Dak Prescott is a franchise quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He had a great game yesterday. The Cowboys dominated. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Not surprising to me because I've seen Dak Prescott do that.
Did you hear Shady McCap? I paused it and I commented on it. Did you hear Shady McCap talk about you got to do what you got to do? Man, I swear to God, during that whole clip, Joy was allowing Shady McClown to put the battery in her back. And she went on to say that they criticize a lot more quarterbacks in the NFL, but I beg to differ. Every team that she named that got to the Super Bowl or to the championship game lost the damn game. It's not about getting to the NFC championship. I've said this before. It's not about getting an MVP nod. It's about getting to the Super Bowl and bringing home the Lombardi Trophy. That's it. Anything else is uncivilized. Even her colleagues was telling her that they don't criticize other quarterbacks to the extent of the criticism that Dak Prescott gets. She can't take that for an answer. And you see, she's getting visibly frustrated and she's shutting down like a 3-year-old. I'm going to show you that full clip so you can see it, so you can see how visibly frustrated that she gets. Check it out.
Who gets criticized like Dak Prescott? Everybody gets smoked. Everyone gets smoked.
I like Dak, though.
I mean, wait.
Okay, but that's not fair because Dak Prescott is not on those levels. Dak Prescott is not on the level of Josh Allen.
Plays really good football,
he
too, though.
Does,
and at the end of the day, none of those dudes won a Super Bowl.
That's the only where I get confused.
Yeah, none of them won a Super Bowl. It's a lot of people accomplished a lot of stuff in this league, right? Just because you ain't all pro or won a Super Bowl, Dak has won a lot of football games in this league. Joe Burrow has won a lot of games in this league, and none of them has won the big one.
Okay, in that clip, you had a person that has played snaps in the NFL, that has played football, that is not a Cowboys hater, and his name is James Jones, Super Bowl winning wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. He's telling you that they bring more smoke to Dak Prescott than any other NFL quarterback, and you want to fold your arms and throw a fit because they're pushing back on your narrative? Joy, come on. You may alter your task based on other people, but some stick to theirs. Some stick to their takes and can't be easily turned to the dark side. No other quarterback, no other team gets criticism like the Dallas Cowboys do. It can't be the fact that we haven't won a Super Bowl since the 95 season. We physically won January 28, 1996, however. How many other teams around the league have the same length, if not more, of a Super Bowl drought? Some teams haven't even won a Super Bowl to begin with. It has to be something else. I got it. Shady McCap had the answer. I'll let him tell you truthfully.
All I'm saying is that the reason why we give him so much criticism and we talk about him so much because he played for the Cowboys.
This has been the Angry Cowboys Fan, combating the Dallas Cowboy hatred 24/7, 365. If you're DC for life and want to help combat the BS coming from the mouths of these talking heads, subscribe to the channel and tell a friend who has a friend who has a friend that's a Cowboys fan what we do here. If you appreciate the content, please drop a like and let me know how you feel about Joy Shady McCap in the comment section. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, so we need your help to make that happen. And you can make that happen by subscribing to the channel. This is your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out.